Quick, march! Drummers, halt! CPS PB, 6-8. 1, 2. Lettering, quick, march!
I am a Calgarian, a very proud Calgarian. Been here for 70 years. I've watched this city grow.
What makes Calgary great? You know, we think about the entrepreneurial spirit, that maverick mentality, the kindness, the volunteerism. Calgary is this welcoming city. My family's here, my friends are here. There's so many amazing things about this city, but if you peel that back one layer and try to understand what makes all of that possible, it's our safety.
And I've had an opportunity to get close to some of the police, and oh my God, we're so fortunate to have that caliber of person looking after us. I have a strong belief that you've got to give back. And of course, I'm not the only one in this city. This is a phenomenal city for philanthropists. But what we're hoping with Beacons of Hope is to bring people together to let the police know how much they are appreciated.
You know, it's been a really tough few years for a lot of people, and there's an abundance of negativity out there. But what if instead of playing into that loud minority of negativity that's out there, what if we gave a megaphone to the optimists, the positive majority of Calgarians that are here that would just like to look at the people that are sacrificing every day on the front lines to keep this city great and say, thank you, I see you, I appreciate you, I might not have an experience dealing with you, or maybe I do, but I recognize what you're doing for me in the background, and thank you for always being there.
The idea with the lanterns, we would have one lantern for every one person in the Calgary Police Service, and we'll light them up the one night, just beacons of hope.
Tap into your Calgarian roots. Remember how positive we are. Globally, we're known for it. We're kind people. We engage the community. We volunteer. If somebody's broken down on the side of Deerfoot, we pull over and stop and help them out. So tap into that give back mentality. It's one small thing that we can do to help lift up another Calgarian. There are neighbors, they live around you, beside you. There are husbands, our wives, there are parents, they're Calgarians. If you had an opportunity to lift up a Calgarian, wouldn't you do that? We have a lot of opportunities for you to engage and join our positive movement. We have a website where you can share your optimistic messages, so your positive stories will be shared directly with our officers to help lift up their spirits. There's also an amazing initiative that we're marrying in with the Beacons of Hope, and that's to support the Calgary Police Youth Foundation, who do incredible work in the community. So there's opportunities to donate there, but most of all, have a conversation about what the police have done for you and why we have an opportunity to celebrate our amazing officers in this city.
Good evening and welcome to all Calgary Police Service members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the Beacons of Hope stage your Master of Ceremonies for this evening's proceedings, the co-founder of Beacons of Hope, Mr. Jackson McDonough.
Good evening. Wow, what a great job by our Calgary Police Service pipe band and dancers. Let's all give a special round of applause to all of them and to Pipe Major Travis Hansen and Drum Major Justin Barrett. Well, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome all of you here tonight for a much needed night of celebration and appreciation for the incredible women and men of our Calgary Police Service. It's even more special that we actually get to gather here in person, and I'm really looking forward to not having to tell anybody that they are on mute tonight. Tonight is going to be powerful. We'll hear from respected members of our community, experience meaningful acts, and dance along to our very own George Canyon, all in the name of our appreciating the incredible work that our officers do in our community every single day. Tonight, we will see the full display of the hearts and minds of the majority of Calgarians who overwhelmingly support our officers, and together we'll light the night blue in their honor. Now, we're so happy that each and every one of you could be here with us tonight. It's going to be really special for us all. Over the last month alone, the Beacons of Hope has received hundreds of messages into our site from everyday Calgarians, sharing their stories and their heartfelt appreciation for the CPS. Even tonight, I've already had the honor to see conversations and celebrations happening all around us, and we're going to keep that positivity going. But before we do, I'd like to make it very clear why we're all gathered here tonight. And I'd actually like to speak directly to the women and men who serve on the front lines of our city every day, to the officers and the civilian members who serve behind the scenes, and to the families who support them at home. Without you keeping us safe and secure, Calgary just wouldn't be Calgary. The spirit of our city wouldn't shine through. You put yourself in front of difficult situations in an instant. You sacrifice your own personal and family milestones for the sake of others. And you do so because of an internal drive that is so uniquely your own calling. I am here to say that we see you, we appreciate you, and we support you. You are our neighbors, family members, friends. You're our hockey coaches, and you are our fellow Calgarians, and you are our city's own Beacons of Hope. I promise you, this loud voice of positivity isn't going anywhere. It's only going to become louder. And with that, we're going to officially kick off this great night. Commander, march on the honor guard. As we prepare to honor our country through the singing of our national anthem, let me first introduce our anthem performers. Widely recognized as one of Calgary's premier performing ensembles, the Cantaré Children's Choir was formed in 1997 by founder and artistic director Catherine Glazer-Climie to enrich the lives of children through the power and wonder of music. Please remove your hats and join the Cantaré Children's Choir in the singing of our Canadian national anthem. To honor our fallen officers who have been killed in the line of duty, it's my honor to introduce Calgary Police Service Regimental Sergeant Major Travis Juska. Sergeant Major Juska has become a good friend and has been a driving force in helping us bring beacons of hope from an idea to the reality this evening, and we couldn't be more grateful for his hard work and leadership. Sergeant Major Juska wears several honors, including the Sovereign's Medal for Volunteers, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal, the Alberta Emergency Services Medal, and the Calgary Police Distinguished Service Medal. It's just a testament to the caliber of officers we have. In 2017, he was invested as a member of the Order of Merit of the Police Services. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Regimental Sergeant Major Travis Juska.
Good evening, everyone. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for making an effort to be here tonight. Policing is a wonderfully rewarding profession, but the privilege to serve comes with sacrifice. And while all officers give some have given all. To this time, I'd like to honor the memory of the 12 members of the Calgary Police Service who have been killed in the line of duty. Constable Arthur Duncan, the first member to be killed in the line of duty, died on July 2nd, 1917, when he was surprised by culprits recovering stolen property from underneath a building. He was survived by his wife and his young son. Inspector Joe Carruthers, killed on June 13th, 1933, when he confronted a burglary suspect in an alley. A bullet passed through Inspector Carruthers' chest, and he was killed instantly. Constable Wilf Cox was killed in a collision on May 23, 1941, when his motorcycle tire was caught in a street railway track en route to direct traffic at a funeral. He had been an officer for 8 years. Constable Ken Delmage was on his way to investigate a traffic collision when he was involved in one himself with another vehicle in a downtown intersection on November 4th, 1957. He was survived by his wife and 2 young children. Detective Boyd Davidson was shot and killed on December 20th, 1974, on an event known within the city as Black Friday. An offender had barricaded himself in a garage, resulting in a lengthy shootout where Boyd was killed and 6 other officers were injured. He left behind a wife and 5 children. On March 12, 1976, Staff Sergeant Keith Harrison responded to a burglary alarm from a local credit union. He located the offenders fleeing, but because of a radio malfunction, was unable to call for backup. In the ensuing shootout, he was killed and is survived by his wife and 2 teenage children. Constable Bill Shelliver was a 32-year-old rookie who had only been on the job 6 weeks when he was shot and killed on May 24, 1977, by an armed robbery suspect who had been taken into their vehicle for questioning. He is survived by his wife and their daughter Billy, who was born after his death. Constable Rob Vanderwield was killed on a traffic stop on September 22, 1992. While walking back to his vehicle, the offender shot Constable Vanderwield. He is survived by his son Christopher and his father, retired Staff Sergeant Art Vanderwield. On October 8, 1933, Constable Rick Sonnenberg was struck by a stolen vehicle while attempting to lay a spike belt. Following his death, his sister Lisa led a fundraising campaign to acquire Hawk 1 and Hawk 2 to provide aerial assistance to ground units. In the early morning hours on September 29, 2000, Constable John Petropoulos was investigating an alarm call at a business in District 6. He stepped onto a false ceiling and fell 3 meters to the concrete below. He is survived by his wife and 2 siblings. On October 17, 2001, Tactical Officer Constable Darren Beatty was killed in a tragic training accident at the District 7 training facility. As a result of his death, the service greatly improved safety protocols, and he is survived by his wife. And finally, Sergeant Andrew Glenn Harnett stopped a vehicle on New Year's Eve 2020. While attempting to arrest one of the occupants, the vehicle fled, and Sergeant Harnett was drugged for a significant distance before being dislodged and struck by an oncoming vehicle. He too was survived by his wife Chelsea and their son McCoy, now 11 months old, born after his death. I'll ask you please join me in a moment of silence to honor our 12 brave heroes. It is our duty. We will remember them. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night.
The Calgary Police Service has had a long and respectful relationship with the Indigenous people of Calgary and with the people of the original Treaty 7 nations of this land. Today, we are grateful to be blessed to live, work, and play on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy of the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani nations, as well as the Tsuut'ina Nation and the Iahe Nakota people of the Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Wesley nations. We also want to acknowledge the Métis Nation of Alberta, who share a deep connection to this land, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta. We are all treaty people. We are honored tonight to have Elder Frank Turningrobe from Siksika Nation to offer a blessing for this event and to start us off in a good way.
Okay, Muhkin Tapi. Welcome, hello Calgary. I'm going to be saying my language in our back home on the reserve. I'm from Siksika, it's the east of Calgary. It's about an hour's drive, depending on how fast you drive. Anyways, I'm going to be saying in my language, and I'd just like to say is that it's a beautiful weather, and right on, thank the Creator. And at our back home, we do, at any kind of big or small event, we always acknowledge the Creator as a very spiritual, sometimes religious, our people. And that's all I'm doing today. And today is a great event, beautiful event that's going on, and I'm very honored to be part of this today. And I'm going to say in my language. Ayu is tsipatapyo. Nuka stakatu is tsipatapyo. Gaksukains katsimatis tsipatapyo. Gitkuk pinane. Ako ka peskiisinan suksipatapis sinis tsipatapyo. Ganok ta kai ka tu nissukusiks nukusiks tsitapimiksi. Makuka dakuka ispumu samaka sukatu sa suksipatapis. Kina ginukan istukaman tsipatapyo kohtukis kano bakna suka pisami. Ano ka sinnakapi. Hiksiku tapu taksina. Kina ginukan istukaman thank you.
To offer us further blessings, we are proud to welcome to our stage the Sorrel Rider Singers. They are named after the late Frank Turningrobe Sr., who is better known by his Blackfoot traditional name, Sorrel Rider. Sorrel Rider represents Siksika Nation, which is part of the Blackfoot Confederacy, and the group also have members from the Cree Nations and Stoney Nakoda. Darcy Turningrobe and Frank Turningrobe Jr. hold the leadership for the drum group. Darcy is the grandson of Sorrel Rider and always gives thanks to the Creator for giving them the opportunity to share their music. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sorrel Rider Singers.
Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen, it couldn't be more appropriate that we have gathered together this evening to honor our police, as next week is National Police Week here in Canada. We are very honored to be joined this evening by Alberta's Minister of Justice and Solicitor General. It's important to note that the minister reached out to us before we could reach out to him, because attending Beacons of Hope was important to him, and he felt it was important to address our police officers directly. Please welcome Alberta's Minister of Justice and Solicitor General, the Honorable Tyler Shandro.
Okay, Bukensis. Hello, Calgary, and thank you for that, Jackson. And thank you to Elder Frank for starting us off in a good way. Thank you to the Sorrel Riders for the beautiful honor song. That was an honor song, I understand, from Darcy that was gifted to CPS just a couple of years ago. Oh, it's not directed at my mouth. There you go. Well, that's all right. I understand that was an honor song that was gifted to the CPS just a couple of years ago, and they haven't had a lot of opportunities to perform it in public. But it's so wonderful to hear that honor song, and thank you to the Sorrel Riders for starting us off in a good way. Thank you as well to Murray and Jackson for organizing this tremendous tribute to the Calgary Police. And as Minister of Justice and Solicitor General, I get a lot of opportunities to be able to attend graduation ceremonies for new graduates who have been recruited by a police service here in Alberta. And I gotta admit, when I go to those ceremonies, I often get choked up. They're amazing opportunities to be able to see new recruits who are so proud of the new career ahead of them. And they're really big gatherings. There are senior officers, family, friends who have come to honor these new recruits and start them off in their careers, and to be able to celebrate a milestone like that in their lives. And those ceremonies, though, as emotional as they are, and as moving as it is to see these men and women who genuinely feel a calling to make a positive difference in our communities, who have completed weeks of hard work and study, look forward to carrying on with honor and keeping their fellow Albertans safe. But for some, it may be a long time before they again receive any kind of focused public appreciation for the work that they do and the sacrifices that they make for our community. And that's why an event like this, that Beacons of Hope, is so important. Amidst all of the negativity directed at law enforcement, this is a chance for the community to come together and change the conversation. And these blue flames are a beautiful way to tell the sworn and civilian members of the Calgary Police Service that their work does matter, and to say thank you for keeping us safe, and to let them know that we have their backs. So thanks to everyone for coming out tonight, and in light of the next week being National Police Week, as Jackson said, thank you to you, thank you to your colleagues for all the great work that you do day in and day out to our Calgary Police Service. And thank you so much for allowing me to be able to come and join you tonight. Thank you.
Thanks again, Minister Shandro. Calgarians should be grateful to all of our first responders who are dedicated to protecting our safety, our health, and our property. Our police, fire, and EMS crews work closely together during our most typical times of need. To bring wishes of support from the Calgary Fire Department, we are pleased to be joined by Calgary Fire Chief Steve Dongworth. For over 46 years, Chief Dongworth has risen through the ranks, achieving the position of chief in 2015. We are honored to have him here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Dongworth.
Thank you very much. I'm truly honored to be here too. Mr. McCann, Mr. Madonna, members of the 1885 Society, Chief Neufeld, Calgary Police Service members, families, friends, and special guests. Thank you so much for including me and the Calgary Fire Department, as well as my Deputy Chief, Mark Turek, in tonight's Beacons of Hope candlelight ceremony. It's truly an honor to be here representing the Calgary Fire Department, supporting our fellow first responders members of the Calgary Police Service. As first responder partners, members of the Calgary Fire Department interact with Calgary Police Service members each and every day, often responding to incidents that are, by far, the worst day in our citizens' lives, but which have become commonplace for us with all of the associated burdens and responsibility. And yet we continue with unending resolve to show up, committed to help those citizens that are in need, and always to the very best of our ability. Life as a first responder is not easy at the best of times, but over the past few years, especially, I would say, for the police service, there have been even greater challenges. I see and hear about it every day, and I'm inspired by the commitment to duty of our services. I'm also thankful every day CPS is always there, looking out for my members, our members, and ready to intercede when we need help. So we commend Mr. McCarron, Murray, Mr. McDonough, and members of the 1885 Society for their commitment to helping Calgarians understand the important work being done by all members of the Calgary Police Service, sworn and civilian, current and past, and their dedication to helping keep our community safe each and every day. Highlighting this good work and encouraging meaningful conversation is a huge step forward to improving understanding and the importance of the work done by members of the Calgary Police Service, both today and into the future. So now, as a small token of gratitude and allegiance to our Calgary Police Service partners, I'm pleased to have members of the Calgary Fire Department show you our support, first responder style. On behalf of all the women and men of the Calgary Fire Department, thank you. Here is our tip of our hats for all that you do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand by. We have an amazing show of support coming through from the EMS, from the fire department, and from the Calgary Police Service. If you direct your eyes over to the street here, let's let them know how much we appreciate them. Let's be loud, let's be proud. Thank you, everyone. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have your eyes to the sky, you'll see our Hawk helicopter joining this parade as well.
Thank you to the Calgary Police for keeping our streets safe, for protecting and helping our citizens. Thank you so much. We appreciate what you do.
Thank you for what you're doing and keep up the good work.
Thanks very much for your services. You're doing a great job. Okay, what is wrong with you?
No, hey, I would a big shout out to the CPS members. I don't know what this town would be like without them. It's one of those things. It makes me feel safe and it makes my family feel safe, and I owe a lot to the CPS. So keep doing what you do.
Thank you so much to the Calgary Police Services. We fully support you. Thank you for everything you do.
I just want to say to the police officer out there that I think you're doing a fairly good job. I know you get a lot of grief that you don't always deserve, and I think that it would be great to see the increase in police officers on the force and on the street. So thank you guys.
Thank you for everything, and we greatly appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you, and stay the course. You're doing the proper job, and you're doing it well. Thank you again.
And that is our message tonight. Thank you to our police. Thank you to all those great other supporters who came by with their lights and sirens. There were so many different departments represented in that, and we're very grateful. Good evening, everyone, and a special good evening to all sworn and civilian members of the Calgary Police Service, and a special welcome to your families. This evening is for you. My name is Sean Libben, and it's my honor to serve as the chairman of Beacons of Hope. I, like so many other Calgarians, have been a longtime supporter of our Calgary Police Service. I was proud to be one of the very first CPS volunteers in 1987. I'm dating myself. We started with the Winter Olympics, and I stayed on the special project team for years afterwards. And I've had many friends. When you get to be old like me, you get a lot of friends that have made it through the job. They've been proud police officers. And although most of them are now retired, I've watched them have fulfilling and rewarding careers. And that's not to say that they didn't, have some experiences of their own and maybe experience their own challenges, but they were shown more respect than many of our officers are shown today. And so it's been especially difficult to witness how difficult it's become to police our community. It's a community I love, I know that you love, and it's difficult to see how our police members are being treated. And I've heard firsthand, I've experienced firsthand some of the vile insults that get hurled at our uniform officers on a daily and regular basis, and it saddens me. And it's been frustrating to hear protests of defund the police, and yet have those same protesters turn to police when they feel threatened or unsafe. And you know what? Those officers respond without hesitation. And the most heartbreaking thing I think I've heard, the most heartbreaking thing that I recently heard is that some multi-generational police officers who have followed in their own parents' and grandparents' footsteps would not want their own children to follow in their footsteps. Well, let me tell you, and let me tell your children and your families, and sorry if I get emotional, but for every one person who is waving a protest sign or yelling in a megaphone or protesting, I can assure you there are 10,000 Calgarians who support, respect, and appreciate our police. Most Calgarians may be silent most of the time, because frankly, people who are unhappy, or people who are happy rather, tend to stay silent. But when Calgarians are in times of need, they show up, and that's what you've done here tonight. They showed up recently by the thousands on this very drive, Memorial Drive, to honor Sergeant Andrew Harnett. Some show up by waving, and maybe they just pass a patrol car and give them a thumbs up, or they say stay safe, or thank you for your service. Some support police charities like the Calgary Police Youth Foundation. Some just go quietly about their daily lives, grateful that you watch over their safety. Many of you community citizens are here this evening. You've come here to let your voices be heard. You've come here to drown out the negativity with your own positive message of support. You've come to shine light in the darkness. That's what brought together a group of Calgarians to form the Beacons of Hope Committee. It's a small committee of very passionate and very dedicated volunteers who have spent countless hours over the past few months to organize this evening's event specifically to thank our police. They don't do this seeking recognition, and we also don't do this without seeking the guidance from the Calgary Police Service. And we received exceptional support from some very special and dedicated CPS staff. There's so many of you here tonight. You know who you are, and we'll thank each and every one of you individually. But simply and collectively, I say thank you for all you've contributed. Recently, we put out a call for additional volunteers to help put together, light, and place the 3,500 lanterns you see behind you. Each lantern will be given to a CPS member to bring home. Each is inscribed with the following message: don't feel bad if people only think of you when they need you. In a way, you are like a candle, where people look for the light only where there is darkness. Well, we hope that during times of darkness, our officers will light their candle and let it shine as a silent beacon of hope and a visual reminder that the courage and selfless service of our Calgary police officers is always appreciated. On behalf of the entire Beacons of Hope Committee, I say thank you to everyone here this evening, and thank you to all Calgarians who support our CPS members in whatever way you find meaningful. But I got to tell you before I leave that events like this don't get produced for free. None of us would be here this evening if not for the vision, generosity, and determination of a Calgarian named Mr. Murray McCann, one of the Beacons of Hope co-founders. Murray has reached into his own pocket to pay for this evening's event. And while many of you may not know Murray by name, I can tell you he is one of the most humble and generous Calgarians you'll ever meet. He would want you to call him Murray, not Mr. McCann. While Murray enjoyed tremendous success as a businessman, it's his philanthropic endeavors that make him a hero in my personal books. In 2009, on this very spot, Murray started the Field of Crosses, which has grown to become one of the city's most powerful and moving tributes to those who served in the military and died for our freedoms. I could go on for another hour speaking about all the other incredible community contributions Murray and his wife Carol and his family have made, but we don't have enough time, except to say that Murray's many contributions in the community have not gone unnoticed. He received the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Medal for his work in starting Homes for Heroes for our homeless veterans. Murray was awarded a Veterans Affairs Commendation and the Meritorious Service Medal. He's earned the very prestigious Calgary Stampede Legacy Award. He holds an honorary degree in nursing from Mount Royal University. He's not a very pretty nurse. In 2017, Calgary named him Citizen of the Year, and most recently, very recently, Murray was invested into the Alberta Order of Excellence, Alberta's highest honor. Murray enlisted the assistance, advice, and expertise of his grandson Jackson, who you've already met. And let me tell you, Jackson's an amazing young man who's going to do some amazing things in this community. The kid's only 25, and I'm just so impressed. Together, the two formed the idea and the vision that has brought us together this evening. So, without further ado, please welcome the Beacons of Hope co-founders, Mr. Murray McCann, Mr. Jackson McDonough.
Thank you, Sean, for the kind introduction. I reiterate your comments of appreciation for all of the veterans and the volunteers who showed their love and appreciation for members of our Calgary Police Service by doing so many of the tasks required to put on this celebration. I want to especially thank my buddy, my co-founder, and my grandson, Jackson McDonough, for all the efforts he put in and the media events he attended. And a most special thank you to you, Sean, for the super job you have done overseeing this whole event. I have never worked with a more talented, efficient, productive, or nicer person than you. And a special thank you to you, Regiment Sergeant Major Travis Juska. You're the Calgary Police representative, and working with you was a charm. You epitomize why the citizens of Calgary consider we have the best police service in the country. I have never worn the uniform, nor have I put on police boots and patrolled the mean streets of Calgary to confront evil without myself being mean, tarnished, or afraid. But they have. I've never had to attend to the seriously injured after a horrific accident, but they have. I have never had to, in the middle of the night, waken parents to tell them that their child died in an accident or from a drug overdose, but they have. I have never had to comfort and get security for a child or woman who had been severely beaten by a parent or a husband, but they have. I have never stood vulnerable as a peacekeeper between persons who hate each other and hate me even more, but they have. I've never had to miss a family event because I am on duty or must write out a report long after my duty is over, but they have. I've never been taunted, berated, or spit upon in the performance of my duties while mean people video hoping to catch me showing my frustration so they can send it to a media outlet that is more than willing to publish it on the front page or give it lead story status on that night's news. But they have. I have no idea what any of them have experienced. I can just imagine their fears, their bravery, their suffering. What I do know is that I woke up this morning safe and secure because overnight, men and women of the Calgary Police Service stood guard, and that invisible shield will protect me all day and every day. What I do know What I do know is that in this city, thousands of boys and girls have been coached in hockey and football and many other sports and skills by volunteer mums and dads who just happen to be in the Calgary Police Service. What I do know is that through the auspices of the Calgary Police Youth Foundation, hundreds of at-risk kids have been mentored and trained by off-duty police officers to become leaders in our society. The Calgary Police Youth Foundation is a tremendously successful foundation that is studied by police departments all over the world. I am proud to say that 100% of all donations received by this initiative are being turned over to that foundation. And what I do know is that I live in the best city in this country, kept free, safe, and secure by men and women who run towards danger while the rest of us flee. My heroes don't wear capes. They wear the uniform of the Calgary Police Service. They also wear the uniforms of the Calgary Firefighters, Calgary EMS, and our Canadian Armed Forces. This celebration, prepared by numerous volunteers, is for you heroes, so that you always remember and never forget that the citizens of Calgary love you, respect you, and appreciate you. Thank you for your great dedication and service.
Thank you, Murray. Well, it gives me great joy to introduce our next presenter. Let's bring it in, get a little warmer. This guy's going to fire it up. You already know him as a great Calgarian and ambassador, and we couldn't be more proud and grateful to have him here this evening to share in this special celebration. If you're a country music fan or if you've attended a Calgary Flames game in the past several years, you're already familiar with George Canyon. But what you may not realize is that George is a former law enforcement officer serving within the early days of the Alberta Sheriffs. George is also a strong supporter of our Canadian forces and served as honorary colonel for the Royal Canadian Air Force's 14 Wing and then became the first ever colonel commandant of the Royal Canadian Air Cadets. He holds 2 Juno Awards and 7 Canadian Country Music Awards, and we couldn't be prouder to have him here this evening for a special command appearance for our police officers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Canadian country music superstar, Mr. George Canyon.
I just told young Jackson I'm going to get a shovel for that intro. Woo! It's a real honor to be here tonight, and I served for a very short time, 3.5 years, before I had to uproot my family from Alberta and move back to Nova Scotia so my dad could enjoy his grandkids for the last 7 months of his life. But serving in law enforcement was, well, to be brutally honest, it's one of the few things I miss every day. And it's not because people thank me. It's because of what it made me feel like inside, getting to serve my friends and my neighbors and complete strangers. Except for that one time, I pulled over that lady up north who was going 180 in a 60. So I says to her, "Excuse me, ma'am, are you in an emergency situation?" She says, no. I said, do you know how fast you were going? She says, no. I said, you were going 180. She says, Christmas carols make me speed. I said, well, you don't want to have a silent night, so slow down. Have a good Christmas. Every morning when I wake up, I pour coffee in my cup, and I look out on the fields, the land that I call home. And if there's no chance of rain, and I need to get away, I'll grab my saddle and be long, long gone. Looks like a good day to ride underneath this big warm sun. Looks like a good day to let this old boy fly loose on the rain, on the run to a blue and endless sky. Looks like a good day to ride. There's a world that's in a race for some money and some fame. Well, out here there's nothing, and all I need is what I have. So when I want to free my mind from the concrete and the signs, I head for those mountains and back to who I am. Looks like a good day to ride underneath this big warm sun. Looks like a good day to let this old boy fly loose on the rain, on the run to a blue and endless sky. Looks like a good day to ride. Thank you so very much. I never get to tell this part of the story behind this song. We were up in just north of Bonnyville, and I was up there working highway patrol and singing on the weekends. It was a very interesting time in my life. We had our children very close in age. They were both just little. My son asked me why I'd never written him a song. And he used to always love my police truck. He wanted to drive that thing so bad, but they frown on letting 5 or 6-year-olds drive police trucks. So in this song, it talks about when he says that to me, but I never really get to tell a crowd that because I don't think they would get it. But I think this crowd will particularly understand that particular line. My little boy came to me last night. He said, Daddy, I wish I could drive that big old truck just like you. You can stay up as late as you want, watch TV all night long, nobody telling you what to do. I know I'm everything he just can't wait to be. But if it was up to me, I'd ride my bike down the old dirt path, hands in the air going way too fast, make the morning last all afternoon. In a tie swing over Beaver Creek, man, that water was cold and deep. Lie on a bank, stare up into the blue. Yes, son, I want to be just like you. Then he said, when you gonna take me to work? I said, let's stay here, dig in the dirt, play Tonka trucks, trade baseball cards. He wants to travel the world like me, rather stick around, climb a big oak tree, catch fireflies in a mason jar. He's just a breath away from standing in my shoes, but if I could stand in his, here's what I'd do. I'd ride my bike down the old dirt path, hands in dancing the air on way too fast. Make the morning last all afternoon. Sit around, make up silly songs, build sandcastles all day long. Eat candy bars and watch cartoons. Yeah, son, I wanna be just like you. I looked down at him with a smile in my eye, and I could see myself standing by my father's side. Ride my bike down the older path, hands in the air going way too fast. Make the morning last all afternoon. In a tide swing of a beaver creek, man, that water was cold and deep. Lie on a bank, stare up into the blue. Yeah, son, I wanna be just like you. Sit around, make up silly songs, build sandcastles all day long. Thank you so much, and thanks so much to all the CPS members. God bless you and your families.
Give it up for George Canyon, everyone. We're going to bring George back momentarily. We have a few more meaningful things to go through, and he's going to finish off the night with a bang. Right now, I am honored to welcome Tara Ernst, president of Calgary Beyond the Blue, and her children to the stage. Tara was an integral part of the team who founded Calgary Beyond the Blue in 2014, recognizing the need for shared connection, resources for police families, and a way to bridge the gap that is between our officers and their families. Tara said, "It is my hope that no spouse feels alone in this journey and to know they are part of a bigger and greater family." Let's let Tara know. Please welcome Tara Ernst and her family.
Okay, well, that's not fun following George, but okay. Thank you so much for being here tonight. As Jackson said, my name is Tara Ernst, and I'm the president of Calgary Beyond the Blue and vice president of the West for Canada Beyond the Blue. Over 8 years ago, I was on a committee to organize a retreat for police spouses. We saw a need to support the spouses, partners, and families of our CPS officers. In January 2014, Calgary Beyond the Blue was born, and today we have chapters all over the country. Being a police family has its unique challenges and comes with sacrifices. There are missed dinners, birthdays, and Christmases. There are the challenges of shift work, keeping children quiet, blackout blinds, and white noise. There are fears of being in your house alone at night, or that one day you may have your officer's boss knock on your door with horrible news, just like one of our families had to endure last year. And lately, there are shared frustrations within our police families when it feels like the world and media are against our officers. We sit quietly in the background, wanting so badly to defend the honor of our officer and the officers of the Calgary Police Service. Beyond the Blue offers a safe place for our families to share, connect, and support each other through this challenging career. We are the first responders to the first responders. We carry the load, heaviness, and negativity, and try to remind ourselves that we too are part of this thin blue line. So tonight, having you, the citizens of Calgary, show up to support our officers might have more impact on the families than even our officers. This event comes at a critical time when our officers are feeling tired, weary, and maybe even wondering why they even got into this job in the first place. These feelings seep into the homes and families. On behalf of all of our CPS families, to Murray and Jackson, we can't thank you enough for what your time and belief in our service mean to all of us. We are grateful for the support of our officers, who not only are police officers, but are dads, moms, hockey coaches, Girl Guide leaders, humans. We all could use compassion right now as we try to imagine what it is like to walk in other people's shoes. Through the willingness to share stories, ask questions, and hold back on judgment, Calgary continues to be the great city we all call home. For all of those who are here tonight in support of our officers and what they face daily, thank you. People like you remind us that what we are doing as families is essential and valued, and it gives us the courage to keep showing up for our officers. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we think of the spirit of Calgary, it's hard not to think of our world-famous Calgary Stampede. The Calgary Stampede and its board of directors were very quick to support Beacons of Hope, and today we're joined by the Stampede's president and chairman of the board, Mr. Steve McDonough. Steve is a proud, lifelong Calgarian and strong advocate for the Calgary Police Service, and we are pleased to welcome him this evening to bring him his message of support on behalf of the Calgary Stampede. Please welcome my uncle, Steve McDonough.
Thank you, Jackson, for that very kind introduction. On behalf of the over 2,500 volunteers, directors, and staff of the Calgary Stampede, it is fantastic to be here this evening to honor and recognize the work of the Calgary Police Service and what it does in our community. To have the opportunity to meet and connect with the individuals who keep Calgarians safe. I commend you for your great courage and the passion that each of you have for our city and for our people. I also want to recognize each of your families for supporting the supporting roles you play, which is often overlooked or misunderstood. As if woven into the fabric of our community, the Calgary Stampede has a long-standing relationship with all first responders, including the Calgary Police Service. This is an important partnership that we value. It makes us what we are, and it allows us to do what we do. Calgary is a place where people gather to celebrate, gather to host, gather just to be together. And from the Olympics to the Red Mile to the Red Lot to our annual Calgary Stampede and countless other events, people need to feel safe in order to gather and be part of the community. Because of the work you do, the city is known worldwide for its generous hospitality and safe celebrations. In just 55 days, Stampede Park turns into Alberta's third largest city for the 10-day Stampede Festival, and we are deeply grateful for your continued support and partnership. We wouldn't be able to put on the Calgary Stampede, the greatest outdoor show on earth, without the exceptional experiences that we provide for cities, without your countless hours that the police service puts into ensuring and welcoming a safe environment for everyone. We look forward to continuing the partnership, not only with you during this 10 days, but year-round work on projects, training, and response programs. From hosting a wide range of activities, from the Chief's annual award ceremony to training exercises, we've always been appreciative of the support you have provided the Calgary Stampede and the citizens of Calgary. Our doors are always open to you to conduct drills or host meetings in our space. Now, to the Beacons of Hope Committee, to Murray and Carol McCann, your entire family, Jackson, Sean Libben, and others, what a wonderful event that you have created. You building a community with this initiative is sending positive energy into our community, and we all need that. you continue to set a positive example for all Calgarians and make us proud to call Calgary home. Thank you for all you do. And thank you for having me tonight. And tonight, I tip my blacksmith bill to the entire CPS family. I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much.
Since Calgary's incorporation in 1885, our city has enjoyed a constant growth. Some growth is easy to quantify. Population can be counted, geography can be measured. But our most valuable growth is not tangible and not something we can measure with a census or a survey stake. Our most valuable growth has come in the form of our community spirit. It's a community spirit that has made Calgary a world-famous destination. For over 100 years, Calgary has thrown open its doors to welcome the world, not just for our 10-day Stampede celebration, but every day. Calgary is recognized as a safe, friendly, and clean city, due in large part to the Calgary Police Service members that we honor here this evening. Our city has become a beacon of hope to those in the world who seek a better future for themselves and their families. But our community doesn't end at our city limits. We are part of a much larger community, a global community. While we come together this evening to celebrate those who protect our freedoms, we are heartbroken by the tragic suffering, loss, and devastation of those in Ukraine who are fighting in the streets to protect their own freedom. During this devastating time of unrest, Beacons of Hope and the Calgary Police Service express heartfelt support for Ukraine and all Ukrainian Canadians and Calgarians. And we join the world in its calls for peace. To honor the Ukraine tonight, we invite Calgary's Korinnya Ukrainian Folk Ensemble to sing their home country's national anthem.
України, і слава
Well, 3 years ago, Calgary got a new chief of police. Cam Rose's loss was our gain, and we couldn't be more fortunate to have Chief Mark Neufeld leading our police service. I had the pleasure of meeting Chief Neufeld for the first time last year, and from our first meeting right through to this evening, I've been blown away by his commitment to the community and his inclusive and very transparent leadership. As an active member in law enforcement communities both in Canada and internationally, Chief Neufeld serves on the executive board of the Alberta Association of Chiefs of Police, the Alberta Law Enforcement Response Team Board of Directors, and is a member of the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police Board of Directors. I've heard that the chief always gets the final word, so it's my absolute pleasure to bring on Chief Constable Neufeld to do exactly that. I'm proud to call him a friend and a leader in this city. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Constable Neufeld.
Thanks, Jackson, and good evening, everybody. I am, as Jackson said, extremely honored and privileged to be here tonight representing your Calgary Police Service. When I was first approached with this idea, I was humbled beyond words. I know firsthand the quality of our members and the commitment they have for the community, but to have this scale and type of recognition is almost overwhelming. So to everyone who was involved in organizing this event, Mr. Murray McCann, Mr. Jackson McDonough, Mr. Sean Libben, and everyone else who's worked in the background, behind the scenes in support. As you can see, it doesn't take just one person that does this. This is a well-oiled machine here. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. I know that the event was no small feat, and we're incredibly grateful for this kind initiative and your dedication to seeing it through. This kind of encouragement and positivity means more to all of us than you could ever know. Over recent years, we have all been, we have all been through a lot. Individuals, families, organizations, and communities have been under incredible stress and pressure as we have worked to collectively navigate our way through a global pandemic. Policing has been under the spotlight as we've worked closely with community to ensure more just and equitable service delivery, and we've explored opportunities to evolve our crisis response models. The public discourse has at times through this, though, been very negative, and even the existence of policing itself has been called into question. The ironic thing is that at the very same time that this has gone on, the community's grappled with incredibly complex challenges which have required police intervention, not the least of which include things like enforcement of public health restrictions, the ongoing opioid crisis, increase in the numbers of protests and demonstrations, increased challenges relating to mental health, addictions, poverty, and homelessness, perceptions of declining safety on transit and in our downtown, an increase in hate-motivated crimes, and increased violent crime, and the growing prevalence of gun violence. In spite of the negativity and the challenges, or maybe actually I could put this better, I could say precisely because of the negativity and the challenges our communities have faced, our members have showed up for Calgarians. Time and time again, I've heard stories of professionalism, compassion, initiative, and integrity on the part of our members. And when reading through those messages that came through the Beacons of Hope website, the same themes continue to shine through oh so brightly. Whether responding to a call for service or whether interacting proactively at a community event in our city, there is absolutely no question that our members have had countless positive and lasting impacts on the lives of Calgarians. To all of our members who are here tonight, whether out on the grounds, on the stage, watching via live stream, I say thank you. You continue to show up with the signature compassion, grit, and determination that our city is known for, repeatedly rising to the occasion to lead through our values: respect, honesty, compassion, courage, fairness, accountability, and integrity. I know many of you tend to shy away from this type of thing, so a celebration like this, I recognize, won't necessarily be a comfortable thing. But I encourage you to take a moment and take in what the community has offered you tonight, and to think about, reflect on the spirit in which it's been offered. What I asked you to do is be proud to be a police officer. Be proud of the work you do every day. and be proud of each other and celebrate the good you bring to Calgarians and our city through the collective efforts at CPS. I'm so glad the Beacons of Hope has created this opportunity for citizens to support and encourage you for the work that you do and the impact on our city. To the police families who are here tonight, I know you've had a couple difficult years as well, and Tara talked about it. Your love and support means everything to our members. Through each night shift, each missed birthday party, rescheduled family gatherings, please know that your loved ones are doing incredibly vital work and work that matters to Calgarians and making our city a better and safer place. I know it's not always easy, but it is always worth it. Thank you for the support you provide to our members and to our service, and please know that nobody is prouder than our members than you, and nobody is prouder of you than we are. And finally, to Calgarians, I want you to know just how much this initiative means to us. Community-based policing has always been at the DNA of the Calgary Police Service, and people join our service and join this profession in order to be A, a part of something bigger than themselves, and B, to make a huge and positive difference in their communities. I guess I could put it this way, quite simply, you are the reason why our folks do what they do. You are the reason they've committed their lives to public service. It's critical that for this reason, it's critical that your support is critical to the success of policing in our city. And as policing continues to evolve, and it should continue to evolve, our relationships with the citizens are all the more important. I thank you all for continuing to stand with us, for offering support, encouragement, and for working together with us to make Calgary the best place it can be. So while our Calgary Police Service members may be your beacons of hope, the truth is, it's really just the opposite. When times are difficult, knowing the community values the work that our members do makes a world of difference. So once again, thank you all for being here and recognize the importance of this very worthwhile initiative. I know I speak on behalf of every member of our service when I say we're truly grateful to serve this amazing city. Thank you for being here when we need you, and you can rest assured that we'll be there when you need us. Have a great night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our celebratory night together is nearing its end, but our message of positivity is only just beginning. What started as an idea to give a megaphone to the majority of Calgarians who support our police has evolved into a powerful recognition of our officers' service and sacrifice in keeping our communities safe each and every day. Tonight we've heard from meaningful speakers, everyday Calgarians, and even the families behind our incredible officers. And we all have the same message. We've got your back. To all of our officers here tonight and watching online, we have one more surprise for you. We know that for you, the color blue is more than a color. It's symbolic of honoring the fallen, supporting each other, and protecting the community. Whether in the form of a light, a line, or a ribbon, it speaks to the pride officers have in their chosen profession and the sacrifices they will make for the betterment of the communities you so proudly serve. In times of struggle, it is a symbol of hope and a reminder that others have endured the same challenges. It is a reminder that you are not alone. And so tonight, we light the city blue in your honor on behalf of all Calgarians. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being there when we are in our darkest moments. Thank you for high-fiving us on the streets of the Red Mile, and thank you for being a staple of our community. We are so proud of you. and we've got your back. You are our beacons of hope. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight you're going to see the city turn blue. We have buildings going blue, Olympic Plaza. There's family members wearing blue and dressing their homes in blue light. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out, and on your drives home, wherever that may take you into the community, I hope you notice that blue and that we continue to honor our Calgary Police Service members in the most beautiful way. This event couldn't have happened without a large group of people bringing this together, working hours and hours on end to make sure that our officers knew that we had their backs. So I'd like to quickly give them all a thank you. Everybody knows who they are, but please put it together for them. And I want to thank all of you for braving the cold and being here. It means the world to myself and everybody who put on the Beacons of Hope. To finish off what's been a great night, I want to kick this party in. Let's get it started. It's gear it back to George Canyon, who's going to take us home. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around and have a great night. Good night.
Well, I'm going to play at least one. Let's see how you guys are doing after that. It's not minus 40. Come on. You got to play some Johnny Cash to have a little celebration now. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep an end out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself all alone when each day's through. And I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I'll keep you on my mind both day and night. And the happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line. All right, tomorrow night, we're gonna whoop Dallas. I'm gonna sing the anthem as hard as I can. And that's about all they're gonna let me do, because they won't let me put hockey gear on. I'd skate right over to the bench and start yelling. Would do no good. Toronto got kicked out by Tampa. We got 2 hopes left. Edmonton, I can't believe I just said that, and Calgary. I'm trusting you're all Calgary Flames fans. Then you'll know this one. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, well, I fell into a ring of fire. Let's hear you sing it. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. The flames, they went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. Well, I fell for you like a child. Oh, my fire went wild. There we go. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. The flames, they went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Now I I know you're a singing crowd. I can see some of you singing, but I can't hear you. So I'm going to let you guys sing it. I'll just play the guitar and see how you do. Yeah, I don't bite. I might smell like a cow, but I don't bite. I'm pretty sure these boots still have cow poop on them. All right, here we go. Let's hear you sing it. I fell into I went down, and it burns. One more time, everybody together. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. The flames, they went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, burns, burns. My ring of fire, that ring of fire. Thank you very much. Well, I guess I could play one more if you want. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna play you the song. The reason I wanted to get into law enforcement when I was a kid was because of a TV show, and you're never gonna guess what TV show it was. A lot of yous are too young. The Dukes of Hazzard. I have no idea why Roscoe Pico trained. I just thought he was the cat's meow. I'm like, okay, come on, I want to be like Roscoe. So I watched that show, and of course, Waylon Jennings was on there, and they did this one. Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. I beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day he was born. Straighten the curves, flatten the hill. Well, someday the mountain might get them, but the law never will. Here we go, making their way the only way they know how. Well, that's just a little bit more than the law will allow. Well, I'm a good old boy, wouldn't change if it could. Well, fighting the system like a true modern day Robin Hood. Making their way the only way they know how. Well, that's just a little bit more than the law will allow. So I was asked to play this particular song if I was able to get to it. And since you guys aren't going home, I'm able to get to it. It's for a young couple that are celebrating their anniversary. And I can't remember if he's an officer or if she's an officer, if they're both officers, but I'm terrible with names, but we'll just send it out to them, they'll know. This is a song I wrote for my best friend in all the world who just texted me before I come up here and said, the door's locked. I'm going to bed. Tell CPS I support them and love them. So from my wife to CPS, she supports you and loves you. We may not live directly in Calgary, but we count on CPS like all you Calgarians do. We just live right outside there in Heritage Point. But I wrote this for her years ago, and I'll send it out to that young couple celebrating their anniversary. I'll leave a long day behind. I'll take the world off your mind. You ought to give love a chance. And baby, slow dance. You ought to take the kids to your moms. You ought to throw some light on Richie on. You ought to give love a chance. And baby, slow dance. So let me show you that I'm still the man I used to be. Take you in my arms, sweep you off off your feet. I can still remember what it feels like to believe true romance. And baby, let's slow dance. I'm gonna let the moment have its way. I'm gonna kiss and smile back on your face. Gonna give love a chance. And baby, slow dance. So let me show you that I'm still the man I used to be. Take you in my arms, sweep you off your feet. I can still remember what it feels like to believe true romance. Yeah, let me show you that I'm still the man I used to be. Take you in my arms, sweep you off your feet. I can still remember what it feels like to believe true romance. Baby, let's slow dance. Yeah, baby, let's slow dance. Thank you so much. Well, I see some kids here, and nobody really knows this yet, but we're about to have a CBC Kids TV series called Happy Trails. It's going to be shot partly here in Alberta on the ranch, and it's for 4 to 7-year-olds, but I'm pretty sure mums and dads are going to get the humor in it. Even though my kids are 23 and 22, I still see them as little kids, but I'm going to play maybe a little bit of a kids song because there's kids hanging out here having fun, and really, to me, I prefer to play to kids. You adults are nice, but kids are way more fun. They're very transparent. They tell you if they like it or if they don't. The show's called Happy Trails. I play Cowboy George. I don't really play it. That's who I am. And I have a talking horse, Tilly, and a talking chicken, Choo-Choo, and a talking goat named PJ. And the rest is chaos. There's one particular song I wrote for my kids called the Fart Song. All right, you kids, I need your help. I need you to make a fart sound, but not a real one, please, because the wind is blowing this way and it'll be very smelly for me. Can you kids make the best, loudest fart song ever? All right, here we go. On the count of 3, we're going to practice our fart sound. Moms and dads can't get after you because I'm in charge here. On the count of 3, your best fart sound. 1, 2, 3. Oh, fantastic. You are farters in my mind now. Now, when I nod this big cowboy hat, the one that's on my head, when I nod it, that's when I need you to make the fart sound. Got it? Okay, here we go. We're just going to do a little bit of it because otherwise it's like a 30-minute song and we'll be farting forever. Well, I like to go fishing with my dad. On his boat in the lake, the fun we have. And I like to eat cookies in the dark. But the thing I love the most is to fart. Here we go. And I like to in the morning before school. And I like to in the evening. Man, it's cool. But I always say, excuse me, when I out loud. You know the safest place to is in a crowd. Oh, let's do it one more time. I like to go hang out at the zoo. There's lots of fun things that you can do. Well, the monkeys are my favorite down by the water park, 'cause the thing they love the most is to fart. Are you ready? And I like to in the morning before school, big and louder. And I like to in the evening. Man, it's cool. But I always say, excuse me, when I loud. You know the safest place to, oh, you gotta go louder. The safest place to is in a crowd. And if you want to hear the rest of the fart song, you'll have to watch Happy Trails in the spring. I think that's when it comes out. You guys are good farters. This is my last single that was released to radio, I think, somewhere about mid-COVID. That's how we're kind of putting it now. I just want to say a big thanks to Sean, my buddy Sean, and all the organizers and all the volunteers, and most importantly, all the families of all of our Calgary City police officers. Like my wife said, it's the families that sit at home and quietly worry, make sure their loved ones come home, and we just love you and respect you and appreciate you, and anything I can ever do to help you families or the Calgary City Police Service, don't hesitate to ask. I'm here. Footsteps down the hall, feels like you're shaking these walls, like you're lying right next to me. I got this whisper in my ear saying things I want to hear. Like a fool, yeah, you make me believe. You only come in the night, playing tricks with my mind. Ever since you've been gone, I've been lonely, but I'm never alone. Cold sweats waking up in a fever. Your touch, like you're underneath these sheets. You left my regrets in the mirror. My ghost, I swear that you're haunting me. Yeah. When I feel you in the air, and I know you're not there, baby, I'm sorry. I live with these chains. Feels like a weight on my chest. I fight for every breath. I made this bed. I sleep with the pain. You only come in the night, playing tricks with my mind. Ever since you've been gone, I've been lonely, but I'm never alone. Cold sweats waking up in a fever. Your touch, like you're underneath these sheets. You left my regrets in the mirror. My ghost, I swear that you're haunting me. Yeah, I swear that you're haunting me. Yeah, I swear that you're haunting me. Thanks so much, everybody. Big thanks to all the production guys and girls. God bless your hearts. We'll see you soon. And go Flames. Chief. Here, you can use this mic, Chief, if you want.
Not sure if this is still on. I just got a little gift for George on behalf of the police service and all of us here. Say thanks for him coming and the great work he does. And formally, as he said, first responder as well. And appreciate everything.